Hi, welcome to Shot of Joe. This is Joe Nunziata. Today, we're going to talk about how do you feel and what does that mean? So I'll tell you a funny story. When I first started doing this work with my last teacher, who is an enlightened master, one of the first things she said to me was, you don't know how to feel your feelings. You don't feel anything. And I was kind of, I don't want to say disturbed, but to some level I was a little disturbed by that comment because I didn't know what that meant. And I said, well, I don't know what you mean. I said, I get upset and I'm happy or sad or whatever. She said, well, yeah, but you don't really know what you're feeling. And that is what led me into really getting deeper into the work and understanding myself in a different way. And whenever I do this work with people, one of the first things we discuss is your feelings, your emotions, because of course that belief and those feelings internally are creating your energy vibration and really creating your attraction level. So it is critically important to know what you're feeling. Now, when I say what are you feeling, what I mean is we have to go beyond the basics that we all experience on a daily basis. So for example, you might be mad, you might be sad, you might be upset, you might be jealous. There's a lot of different feelings that we experience on a daily basis, but what I learned as I did the work was that was not really my feeling. That was kind of my surface feeling. It's a feeling, but it's not necessarily what I was feeling. So how does that work and what does that mean? And what it means is you have a feeling that comes across or comes over you based on a situation or what's going on or whatever's happening in your life. But most people stop right there because they don't realize that there is another feeling beneath, which is really the key to making a positive change. So for example, let's say you're at work, someone made a comment to you, maybe you said, well, I don't like that idea, or I don't think that's a good thing to do, or I don't agree with you. So let's just say something like that happened, and somebody made a comment to you like that. Now they may not have even made it in a derogatory manner, but they just made the comment that was somewhat negative toward you, or said, I don't think that's a good idea, or even if they just said it kind of off the cuff, but for some reason it upset you. Now on a surface level, you would probably get angry. You might say, well, I got really angry about that. I got really upset about that. That really made me angry. And you kind of lost it a little bit, or internally you just got, kind of fumed, maybe you got a little fired up, and you felt mad. And you felt like that person had no right to do that, or you got upset, or you got angry. But what really happened was something much deeper that you didn't understand. So what I want you to do, one of the things that's a great tool for you that will help you go forward, is to ask yourself, what am I really feeling? Below the anger. So what am I feeling after the anger? What am I feeling after that first phase, that first piece? I get that anger, but what am I really feeling underneath? That's going to be the key for you to make positive changes, is really understanding what's underneath the anger. So as I go through this process with people, and I'll give you an example, whenever something like that happens, I would say to a client, well, what were you really angry about? And at first somebody might say, well, I was angry at the way they spoke to me, or I was angry at the comment, or I was angry at the way it all worked out. But it really comes down to what were you feeling? So as we start to think about this, and as we start to sit with feeling, which is why I'm saying this session is about how are you feeling, it's really about understanding what it is that you're feeling at that moment, not necessarily that initial surface reaction. So as I worked through this, I had a client who had a similar situation. Something happened at work and he got upset. He went home all angry. And when I said to him, how are you feeling? What are you really feeling? I said, how'd that make you feel? And he started to go deeper. And as he started to go deeper, he said, well, it really made me feel stupid. So that was what he was really feeling. Now he was angry, don't get me wrong, because he was angry. But his real feeling was he felt like he was stupid. Now when you go through this process and you start to process your feelings and you start to be more aware of how you feel, what ends up happening is you start to go much deeper. And he said, well, I felt like I was stupid. And then my next question is always the same. Well, when you were a kid and you were growing up, who made you feel that way? Who brought that up for you? And he said, well, that was my dad. My dad always spoke to me that way. My dad always made me feel like I was stupid. My dad always, kind of gave me that vibe or that feeling that I didn't know what I was doing. So now he felt that feeling, but it wasn't about what happened. It was about him having that feeling within him and then creating that situation based on a deep internal feeling. So this is what's happening for us all day long. We have this deep energy. It's unconscious. It's not in your conscious mind. Because you didn't wake up in the morning and say, I want to feel stupid. Nobody did that. But on a deeper level, it's in you. So you're vibrating that energy, and that energy's coming out and going out into the world and attracting things into your life. And the reason that happens is because you want to bring that feeling into your consciousness, but you don't know how to do it. So you go out and create an episode in the outside world or the physical world to bring it into your consciousness. But the key now is understanding that it's a feeling that you brought in to deal with. It's not about the other guy. It's about you. So the question becomes, as we begin this work and as you start going through this, regardless of what level you're at or how long you've been doing work on yourself, is really about looking and saying, how do I do a better job of feeling my feelings? So what I did, because I was a brick, what I mean by that is I didn't feel anything when I started. My feelings were so repressed that I did not feel anything under any condition. So for me, feeling any feeling was not happening. What I did was I got myself a little yellow index card and I wrote on the card, how do you feel? And I did a whole bunch of them. I wrote, how do you feel, with a question mark. And I walked and I put these cards everywhere. I had it in my car, I had it on my refrigerator, I had it on my computer, I had them all over the place. So all day long I kept seeing this card that said, how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? And what it did was, it started to help me get more aware of what I was feeling. It really helped me because I kept thinking about it. It was in my consciousness. You have to remember, most people during the day, most of us, we run around, we do a million different things, we're doing errands, we're taking care of kids, we're taking care of business, work, this, that, the other thing, picking up dry cleaning, whatever it is that you're doing. You're not thinking, how do I feel? How do I feel? How do I feel? So by doing this and putting it into my consciousness, what I was able to do was be very aware of what I was feeling all day long. And it helped me when these situations came up, really identify what I was feeling on a much better, higher level. Because instead of me saying, well, I was angry, I knew it wasn't just that. I knew it was something else. I knew it was something deeper. But it took a while because my original way of operating was not doing that, was not how do you feel. It was more of just kind of push through it, or bull in a china shop, or just say, oh, forget it, it's no big deal, or pacify myself. But now I was heightened in my awareness. The other great exercise, and something I love to do, is at the end of the day, sit down with a little notebook or a journal, if you keep a journal, and I would just write down how I was feeling during the day. Well, so-and-so gave me a compliment. How did I feel? One of the things that was really interesting was people would give me a compliment, and when I was actually getting into my feelings about it, I said, it actually made me feel uncomfortable. Instead of me saying, well, I felt great, they told me I did a great job, it made me feel kind of closed up in the beginning. Now I'm much better at getting a compliment, but it was weird. So it wasn't even just saying, wow, I really know how I feel when it's something negative. It was really knowing how I felt all the time. And it's a great tool, and it's something that will really help you elevate yourself and elevate your awareness and elevate your level of energy by understanding how you feel all day long. So do your little postcard, keep notes on how you feel, and be aware of your feelings. This is going to be one of the keys to making positive changes in your life. I'll see you soon.